Hmm?
Did
I
you see
take that as a no.
Oh, that was her stats? I thought that was a character. I didn't look at it because I thought it was a character sheet for
No,
the
it's the orc.
scout.
It's the orc.
No,
Queen.
okay, I'll take a look at it then. I did not know that.
I don't think we want to fight this.
Let me take a gander. I mean, I don't think we should because there's literally a world-ending event going on, but...
Which I suggest in trying to leverage and working out Pete, a temporary...
Oh, she only has a 30 in strength.
She only has a plus. Yeah, Maya, by that means she has a plus 26 to hit.
I haven't gotten that far. Don't spoil. Oh, 24 passive perception.
Yep.
It could be worse. 22 armor. Love that. Hey, her walking speed's the same as mine.
Yeah.
She's got a 22 to athletics. Okay.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is if I challenge her to a foot race, I have a chance at causing
Yeah.
Why
Oh,
would,
yeah,
why would she
26
accept
to
a
hit.
challenge to a foot race?
Plus 20 damage. Guys, if we kill her, I'm looting her weapon.
You can't use it. Look at the requirement.
What are the requirements?
You have to be attuned to the orc throne.
Okay, I'll tune to the orc throne then. If she's dead, who's gonna stop me?
I'm assuming you have to be orc nobility to attune to the orc throne. I don't know.
I will make it happen.
Okay.
So this is what happens when you mix Bard and Barbarian. You get really fucking scary stats, and then you boost your strength as high as fucking possible.
You told me she
Barbarian.
So what
fucking
I'm
weapon
hearing is I
scary.
gotta put a few levels into Bard as Daka.
I mean,
You're
that's
just gonna
not
be build.
Depends on the bard you want to build, because this is a bard of eloquence, which means that she's silver-tongued.
What'd that tongue do?
She has a tongue made of silver?
No, that's an actual ability. She's silver-tongued.
Yeah.
No, Daka. Yeah, she has a tongue made of silver. Yeah.
Hmm. That must be heavy.
Oh.
I unlike her weapon ability, but
Anything
you know.
with silver tongued, anything lower than 10 is 10. So, legitimately, for any charisma check, for most charisma checks, she can treat anything as just a 10.
And then add the modifier to it.
Yep.
Yep.
So
her
for-
minimum persuasion's an 18.
Yeah. Yeah. Her minimum
Don't worry,
deception.
guys. I'm very much non-charismatic, and she won't be able to convince me to go against all of you.
Oh, don't
Don't
worry.
worry.
If she decides she wants to go into a rage, her rage not only increases from her armor that she wears that deals piercing damage, but on top of that, she gets an extra 46 necrotic damage due to her Blood Fury tattoo.
Her armor's not spiky, it's studded leather.
That's what it's counted as.
That's not spike armor.
The studs are spiky.
Very small studs.
We need to stick spikes on me for it. Just like hot glue some spikes.
You know what? There's that wall potion. Let's see if we can turn a living thing into just a golem.
I will say,
Basic green golem.
this character's build is purely based on their ability to rage in combat and talk out of combat with the items they have. I would take that into account. They are the scariest of battle ragers, but they are also extremely persuasive. Yeah, for the context, for those watching during the pre-show here, each of the parties, since we didn't have a episode last week, I gave the party each an action that they could use, that they could do to gain information and such. One of the party members, NPCs, Chantrell, the steward, I guess we can call him at this point.
Essentially.
Yeah, he managed to roll really high on his DC for getting a scouting mission and figured out everything he could about what the Orc Queen was like currently. Not much beyond that, but yeah.
Guys, she has the spell friends. We gotta be afraid. She's gonna befriend one of us.
I'll probably
Just says
scream.
charm person, detect
Yeah, charm
thoughts, see
person is
invisibility,
very-
borrow knowledge. Enemies about. I mean, this character is purely built to fight groups. You guys are looking at a good, strong fighter here if you take her on 1-on-1.
So, Maya, how
would
would
be
you,
the
how would
honorable thing.
Sigrun feel about me marrying a Heli woman?
The party shall divide.
I
I'm being
feel
told
like
it's
I
Possibly
shouldn't
sending him
need
against
to
themselves in the
elaborate,
future.
but if you need elaboration, she's going to be pissed.
Hey.
But
He's not the one being
listen, would you
told
at
to
least allow Hawken to describe this as not because I like the Heli, this is a way to at some
Her
point in the future...
intelligence and charisma are both -1. If she
Don't
was
worry about
smarter, I'd
Don't-
say you could reason, but
You know
because
what?
she isn't,
Temidar will
and
explain
she
it.
hates them,
It's like,
she
okay,
hates
it's
the
like,
Heli
Cameron,
nobility
it's
specifically.
It's like, listen,
It won't go over well.
Sigrun, if
Temidar,
we
you
need to
you
trade,
need to explain the situation.
Just leave it to Temidar. Temidar will take Sigrun out for an ice cream. It'll be
Sigrun
fine.
I don't understand why Barry when we just killed them.
Sigrun,
That was agreed.
we need to get rid of this person over with the heli. The pebble is behind you.
Temidar will just take
thank you,
Sigrun
my
out
friend.
and explain it to Sigrun in the best terms. This is the best trick he can pull to keep himself alive right now.
You guys saw how she was in a room where she was going to die. She wanted to die fighting them. She's not gonna be chill about a marriage.
That's Sigrun's philosophy. Hawken's trying to live.
Hawken is part of group, therefore Hawken and my ambitions overlap. I helping him? Yes, that's a
Yes.
Sigrun thought. I helping him with the Nord throne in agreement that he helps me with my.
Oh, he's
My
still planning
problem-
This is
watering
part
now.
of the plan to help you with your
The
problems.
pebble agrees with battling to the death.
Sigrun wouldn't get though.
But you know,
Temidar
you don't
She's
got
not
you
a
don't.
politic type.
Temidar's just
You,
like,
you don't
it's
gotta worry
politics.
about Sigrun. This will help you in the end. This helps
Plus-
you towards your
Well,
goal.
I mean,
Say this heli
do
doesn't
what
prefer-
RP you want. I'm just telling you straight out of character. She is a dumb character who has her grudges for good personal reasons. She's not going to be thrilled about this at all.
I understand you won't be
Out
thrilled.
of character, I completely understand. That's probably the right play, but Sigrun's not gonna agree.
Sigrun, the pebble has heard the heli captain.
Also,
of
don't
Dawn.
worry.
There's-
Temidar is also gonna marry someone. So is
Oh, boy.
Lucius.
Are we
Yeah.
all getting married?
There's gonna be a lot of political marriages happening.
How
All
come-
except for you.
Maya, no
And
one's
I'm
off.
not married for just political reasons. I'm married for
Well,
mercantile
you
reasons.
need
married to
married.
Zarius, anyways.
I'll say Pebble. I'll talk to Zarius and we'll find you someone.
I just imagine like everyone else getting married and Pebble just sitting on the wall like my.
You know
time
what,
will
Pebble,
come, I
you'll be
will
the best
follow.
man at my wedding.
Man and everyone's wedding.
The Pebble is just the Bachelor, everybody's best man.
Look,
He's the one that has-
everyone needs a
Guys,
non-
the Pebble's the one that has to organize
Oh.
the bachelor party.
All I'm picturing is for Sigrun's wedding, she would still be shirtless. She just has like the wedding veil, and then there's the best man, the Pebble, who's also shirtless, but with a bow tie.
What are you talking about? The Pebble would be your maid of honor.
I would totally. Pebble would
He's
totally. Wear a bow
both.
tie. I would totally wear a bow tie with no shirt.
He'd wear a battle skirt and have a tuxedo bow tie.
but no shirt.
No shirt.
Tuxedo bow tie, no shirt, animal fur pants. You know.
Yeah, obviously.
Battle skirt.
So I honestly, that's so fucking great. Keep the bunny slippers though.
Oh, I will keep money. Those never come off.
Sigrun would insist you wedding.
They're bright
She ever
yellow.
had one.
They are bright
Yeah,
yellow bunny slippers.
that it's a statement of power, my friend, and I refuse for you to take them off.
I really want to get like a knife installed in so I can kick people with a bladed bunny slipper.
Jesus Christ.
It's a hidden weapon. No one expects the bunny slipper.
God damn it. Terrible
Can
idea.
someone quote that, please?
DM.
Because goddamn.
Anything to get an
It's a
advantage.
hidden weapon. No one ever expects the bunny slippers.
No, imagine they have me. They took my sword. They think I'm down. I kick the floor really hard, and the blade comes out. and I kick somebody.
That's,
I
yeah.
can't say you're wrong, but that still needs to be quoted.
The bloody rabbit.
I mean, I don't write my own quotes. If I said it, I don't quote myself. It's not this way.
This is gonna be
Alright, man.
interesting.
We have a 1 week time limit to take this city before the queen shows up.
Mm-hmm. Today is gonna be an interesting situation.
Don't worry, guys. Magic will save the day.
Will it really?
I don't know.
Oh, I have faith in you.
Don't
I
worry about
definitely
it.
don't think. I definitely don't think me punching the anti-magic caster field is gonna help. So
I don't know. Storm of Vengeance is a very interesting spell.
Have faith in the pebble. I can do this.
I believe in you, Pebble.
I'm just imagining Sigrun growing and using the pebble as a battering ram.
No, Pebble. I grow and I throw you over to the center.
And then
I
I
like
go.
they
Roll
think you were a
Focus
guy
now
who
in
just
general.
like woke up from a nap and they underestimate you, but then you hit him with the old 1-2 and you know they're dead.
I'm just imagining Sigrun grows, throws me. I grow midair. And then I fall on people.
God damn it.
It's all part of the plan, DM.
Royce,
Uh-huh.
everybody, the quote is now in general chat. Enjoy.
Yeah, I saw.
Chaston can go get a screenshot of it. That way he has it.
Whatever expects the plan.
You like who I gave the quote to,
You
technically?
marked it as the pebble.
It feels like the Pebble thought. I
It is
almost put it as DACA, to be honest.
Daka thought? That seems like a Daka thought.
You have no idea how Daka thinks.
Would
How would
DACA
Daka know if the pebble sent him a gift of bunny slippers?
would DACA expect the bunny slippers?
They will be green.
The best bunny slippers.
Well, they have blue eyes.
They'll be very soft. They'll be blue eyes for lucky. Yeah.
Of course.
A
Green
wonderful
fur.
gift.
I will even give them purple bottoms so they don't make any noise because they'll be sneaky.
Ooh. Sneaky best lucky slippers.
And you can get get some red grip on there too. That way they're fast.
I don't need to be fast.
No, I was gonna say the inside of the slipper would be like yellow for both, and then that's gonna be
makes my feet feel rich.
yeah.
Very
Your feet are big.
luxurious.
You could only feel the best when your feet are rich.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't worry.
I'm concerned.
Don't be.
Let's see. Oh yeah, who's taking Lucius's character sheet, by the way?
Oh, is he not making it?
Well, he's not here, so I'm gonna assume that it's a safe assumption that he won't make it on.
He either
time.
won't be here or he'll be late. So
Well, party leader, have fun.
No.
Oh, you're willing to listen to him when he's party leader, but you're not willing to listen to me when I am, you little motherfucker.
That
I
was
think
in
Cameron-
character
think-
reason.
actually,
I
no,
played
I
my
think Cameron should
character
be the
as
one
he
to wheel
is.
them.
I'm gonna smack you so hard upside the head one of these days, Cameron. I swear.
I
to God.
played my
You see,
character with his
I
flaw.
believe Chaston is probably the smartest of us all. I believe he should have wheeled Lucius.
Wield the Lucius.
I'm gonna be honest. Before you guys started talking, I opened his sheet.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling that's how this talk was gonna go. I don't know the first thing about playing Blood Hunter, but I'll figure it out.
Cameron, just remember, in the remember, listen to your party leader.
Oh yeah, because he totally does.
Got
Hey,
it.
it's wishful
Turn
thinking.
around after being told no. Got it.
Several times.
I only turned around once.
Several times I told you no.
And technically, you weren't the party leader either.
Someone give me a D100 roll.
Okay, dibs. If I control him, if I have to control him, I call dibs.
That's fair.
85.
Damn it, take 85 damage.
Oh God.
Bum, 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 bum. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
I'm like
I
jumping around.
don't know. I was kind of afraid of what was happening to you after he started humming Jingle Bells.
The Grinch is gonna come steal my soul. It's okay.
The Grinch who stole your tail.
That'll be a
If you're losing
story.
your soul anyway, can the pebble have your soul? I don't know what I'll do with it, but can I have it?
I'll put you in my gun.
I'll sell it to you for immortality if you can get it to me. It's fine.
I'll work on it.
Immortality in some shape or form that doesn't involve me being
Immortalize you, shrink you, and put you in a glass jar.
Ooh, in the jar.
In the jar, immortal for all time.
The dragon. You try to seduce the dragon, but the dragon puts you in a jar.
A man-sized jar.
I have been
Hey,
YouTube for
Chester,
evil.
give me a D8.
A D8? Okay.
I'm curious if this is wild magic.
Do. That's a 2.
Alright. Okay, that's been saved. Perfect. Alright. So, last time we left off, the party, 2 weeks ago, had returned to the city of Burnside Fort. Man, you're gonna love this today. Alright, yeah, so the party returned to Burnside Fort, and after spending some time during the week managing to negotiate a few deals here and there, the party would gain a few letters. First off with, of course, Hawkins, welcomed or unwelcomed recommendations to marry, a offer for Temidar, Lucius, but on top of that, during the week, the party had actions, as I mentioned, to take. During said week, Temidar managed to bring the Mercantile Guild together under a single organization called the Mimics. I have my world news here to make sure I have it right. The Mimics Coffers. And also creating the House of Nekoros? Am I pronouncing that right?
Yep.
Okay. After that, the rest of the party managing to do their own items as well. We'll keep going through here. I'm a little disorganized as I don't have all this in my written notes here. Lucius managing to gain a couple of allies through the House of Calbridge and Aez after treating them during a massive feast. And Hawken, I believe, taking in an apprentice, a dexterous woman, as well as the Pebble taking his own apprentice, a bricklayer that he would find. Both training them up in their own classes and making them stronger. And lastly, Sigrun, at top speed running to the town of Latito and sending out wanted ads for local soldiers to join up and any who are looking for an income and basic gear, which to the common soldier this was a steal by any means, even without the wages, as most cities do not provide armor and weapons to common soldiers, but rather typically expect them to buy their own. Thus, as soon as word came out, almost 500 fighting men and women would sign up and join, costing Sigrun only a pittance of 200,000 GP in her already growing bank account. The party as a whole, coming together once again, would learn after a quick word with Chantrell and his scouts that the Queen of the Orcs was currently going to be within the capital of the Orc City for the next week and mourning for her fallen sons. The party also managed to find some information about there being tunnels throughout the entirety of the kingdom, as these cities used to be dwarven territories, as they would later find out. We come back to the party having spent a week, the world imploding, the actions taken. You all find yourselves in the meeting hall gathering one more time to discuss your future plans. Lucius seems to be in the background, very quiet, not really speaking. What would you all like to do?
Alright, so we've got a lot to do in a very short amount of time. First off, these tunnels, if any of them are around this fort, I may be able to find them with my Wand of Secrets. However, there's a topic of marriages that I feel like should be discussed sooner rather than later, as they could assist us militarily, if needed, perhaps.
I'll go.
There is one for you.
Hawken?
Oh, did I cut out again?
Yeah, you did. You said,
Yeah.
oh, there's one for you, and then it cut, so we weren't sure who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Yep, there's one for Lucius, one for Temidar, and one for myself. Well, there's a few for myself, but there's one I am considering. For you, Temidar, there is this orc woman on a very important trade city that could be beneficial to you. And to
Yes.
your mercantile empire, I assume.
Oh no, empires take far too long to build. A company, much faster.
Great. Lucius has his own that he knows about.
I'm guessing that the one for me also came for to deliver the message themselves.
Nope. He just found Hawken just found a letter.
Yeah. And the one I'm considering is going to be one that's probably going to be unpopular with one of our... Okay, nice. With one of our group members, but it will be advantageous to us to assist. Ah, shit. Alright.
Well.
There goes that pit.
You,
Nonetheless.
you could see if they're interested in the pebble.
I don't think they are.
Um,
It would have offered.
I will say, Sigrun, I have been offered marriage to
Congrats.
one of
Oh, you might want to wait for that one.
the Heli princesses.
Uncongrats.
Yeah.
Mm,
Now,
definitely no congrats to that.
yeah. I know that you have a deep hatred for the Heli,
Mm,
and that's an understatement. I understand.
under and over, to hate an entire race is a bit extreme. To hate the royalty with every fiber of my being, that would be correct.
Yes, my apologies. However, although it may be difficult to describe, I intend on using this marriage to assist you in the destruction of the Heli royalty.
How so?
Stifles a chuckle at the thought.
Politics. That's...
Politics.
Yeah. I don't know if you really want to
You
get into
mean-
politics.
To bring justice with politics, the finicky thing that is never reliable nor helpful in my experience.
Precisely.
If you
has
would
a
it
better
not
chance-
be harder to kill when you are married into the throne, potentially have kids even with these people? Would it not be harder to kill them?
I very much intend on turning them against each other and letting them squabble themselves out. And then killing the remaining.
Little justice that is.
Justice
Well-
still gets served in the end.
Sigrun, also, I'm gonna point this out. If your people were enslaved, that means that there may be a price on them. And I hate to say it this way, but if I set this all set up properly, we may be able to get them not
Mhm.
maybe able to get them their freedom with the coin, rather than wait for that at the same time.
Less risk for them dying in breakouts.
We
Also,
can free them with coin and still not marry some shitty princess. I have the funds to probably pay for my people if we're talking money.
First, we must be able to open up the doors of negotiation, which we currently can't. Not without this happening, and not
I
until those
understand
blue walls
this
fall.
might be difficult, but I do promise you this is for our benefit.
She's just gonna stare at you very long and hard.
I will say, so Sigrun, you would know this well enough as having dealt with the Heli the most, having people who've documented a lot more about their existence through battle and their culture. Heli royalty kind of works in almost an identical way as Scrofe do. Which is the only thing that the Scrofe really understand about the Heli is the fact that it is ruled by the strong. The difference is they value magic, of course. So any king or queen, while their bloodline could be secured, if the heir isn't strong enough to keep that throne, it's very common for them to get overthrown.
So, would she think with Hawkins' magical abilities he stands a chance at that? Or,
I mean,
like, compared to what she knows of the other people?
For Heli, like, magical capabilities, fucking Hawken couldn't scratch the surface of what a child of a common house could do. And it's nothing to his personal. He's a ranger. He's not a main magic caster. His capabilities are going to be a lot less. So yeah, from your perspective, he wouldn't have a shot of even dealing with some of the smaller minor houses as far as when it comes to magical capabilities. However, it depends on the heiress. If the princess is a strong magic caster, there may be a chance. As far as what Sigrun would know, there wouldn't be very much known. This princess has been pretty much kept away and hidden away for from the public as much as possible. If she's here in the city of Burnside Fort, that means that the king really thinks that this is going to be something a good deal, because he's basically handing Hawken a very valuable pawn.
I mean, this is no offense to you, my friend. I'm not well in the ways of magic, but I know the Heli. They are quite adept. It is one of the reasons my people developed our magic resistance, was exactly due to the strength of their magic. Compared to them in the Royals, I'm afraid to say I'm sure you'd fare well in a fight. And more so than concern for my own personal gain, I worry for you, friend. They know your friendship, acquaintance, partnership, whatever you want to call it with me. I imagine there'll be grudges. You
And
joining
yet they
them,
still
it gives
offer
you an
marriage.
in. You joining them gives you an in. But you entering in gives them a chance. You are in their den. It would give you insight, yes, but it makes them also have an opportunity, if they wanted to kill you, marry you. The princess gains inheritance of the kingdom you're building here, and they kill you off. More specifically, I could see them doing a number of things to pit you and I against each other, for I'm Scrofe.
Temenor's gonna slowly raise up his hand here and be like, well, there's also a few separate problems there. One, the moment Hawken dies, my mercantile will leave entirely, basically dooming this newborn kingdom to literally fail entirely. As will most of the people following you the moment you leave. So,
But they are the Heli.
the Heli have...
They have power in...
Let me finish. Currently, the Heli are on their last legs.
But do you remember the spell that I casted upon their capital?
Not only
I
that,
do recall it. It was quite entertaining. Do you think it did enough damage to ruin their, economy?
Royce, I'm gonna guess that the news of the blue walls and shit has spread well enough that we would have heard of it.
Oh, you guys would have heard of it
We
last week during
Yeah.
before you made your
Yeah,
actions. Yeah.
so Teminar's
Yeah,
gonna,
one of them
Teminar's
was
gonna make
on the
a-
heli capital. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
we
what I
we
keep
know the
trying to
helicopter.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
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 That's what Teminar's trying to give you all, like, they are on their last legs. They don't have as much power as they once did, and those things are spreading.
And
We
I
either
will
need to hurry
say,
up and deal with this and try and fix that, or we need to get a letter to somebody who can fix it.
I do know, or I can at least infer that what I did killed a lot of, essentially, probably weaker people. I don't know how many heirs exactly these noble houses have left that were in that city, as well as my mission to kill their leader has been closed, which makes me believe he is no longer with us. He's probably dead.
But is that not all the more suspicious? The people there, well, they might have all died. Some might have survived. They saw you kill them. I'm no master of these mental mind game politics, but do you not think this is a trap of some kind?
It's
If
less
it
likely
is,
to get trapped than
I'll
it is
kill
to be a
him.
desperate ploy at this point, Sigrun.
They need friends. They've made a lot of enemies, but with this event going on, they need allies. They've probably lost a bunch of their high-end mages in this destructive event.
However, if that gnomish little shit is still around, I will find a way to get him stuffed.
But that's besides the point. I do intend on at least speaking to this woman, and I am very much considering a marriage. And I just
I'll
wanted to
go
let
well-
you all
Good.
know.
I will get a letter out and establish relations for the one that you have received notification from me about.
Mm-hmm.
I also
Well,
try and handle some other
fucking-
small problems.
who you marry is of course your choice. Do not feel any pressure to take our things, but I hope you understand I cannot give you my blessing. And should business be called where we need to work with the heli, I cannot guarantee you I will be behaved, and if that they make slights against me, I will not kill them where they stand. So I
mean,
Or
fair.
inform them
Suggest-
of that if they make slights against you in your presence.
Start shit,
of course.
better be ready to end shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you go through with this, I mean, I will make no plans to stop you. I can just not guarantee my presence will be any help in your political overtaking. Yes, I believe that's the correct wording.
That's understandable.
I am very much pleased to hear that the capital is being overtaken by that blue thing. I know we need to stop those, but what do they say about karma going and coming? Yes.
We really need to stop them for yours, Hawkins, and I think
Well, of
everyone but
course.
me and
Well,
the Pebble.
I am not at risk. I don't cast magic.
No, but your axe is arcane, meaning that
Well,
you're about
when-
as with most of your items.
But
Right,
it will
most
just
cannot.
become an axe, and I can an axe.
Anyway,
Well, quite. Anyways,
well, you guys can talk amongst yourself while I go find these supposed secret tunnels, hopefully somewhere around this castle keep.
Pebble loves it.
I once heard a song about that. It goes, "Secret
No,
tunnel."
no, stop that.
Through the mountain?
I
Yes,
will
that one, you heard
silence
it
all
too?
of you right here, right now, I
As you
swear.
as you adjourn the meeting, you see Chantrell and Ted kind of bow and start to head out the main hall or front door of the meeting hall. To return.
I guess the
to their daily
tiefling,
duties.
correct?
Teg is the tiefling, yes. The very well dressed
Nice.
tiefling.
I'm going to head to my little
I
guild setup. Yes.
Enjoy his presence.
Okay. So and then Lucius will just follow Hawken around no matter what. So
Of course. Bodyguard.
acting as a sort of retainer / bodyguard. Yeah. Okay. So as you adjourn the meeting, Hawken, we'll see where. So Hawkins gonna go off with Lucius to look for any sort of entrances for these tunnels that he's now learned about. Sieco, goddamn it, Pebble. What about you?
Well, it depends. I'm not gonna have time to train anyone, so I'm just gonna I figure in case anything happens, expecting anything, I'm gonna all stay with Sigrun so we can at least stay in groups.
Okay.
And Temidor goes off on his own as always, because I move the fastest.
Okay. I will come to you in a minute. One sec. Sigrun, what about you?
I just think she would be on about. I know I got all those new soldiers, so I guess if time and if the Pebble wants to assist me, I could work on training them some more.
Okay. Alright, no problem. And then, Temidor?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some letters out via the mercantile that I set up.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the name for the first one
Okay.
that I'm sending out,
Alright.
and I'll make sure that I want to make sure these are sent without any chance of them being intercepted.
Fair. Go ahead and send me that, and then, I'll let you know what to roll.
And I'll send out the second letter. I'm sending out two. First one is to the person I'm sending you. The second one is just to express interest in the marriage that has been offered to me and ask to meet as soon as possible
Okay.
to discuss terms of it.
Okay. Alright, so, Sigrun and the Pebble give me a, D20 roll plus proficiency for training the soldiers.
Gotcha. Let me find the good D20.
I wonder how mighty fine their archery has gotten.
And you're about to find out.
Ooh, 19 plus 4, 23.
23, and then Pebble?
I rolled an 8. I didn't roll well.
I know I used one
I'm
of my
here to
actions
pick up your
train
slack,
archery
my
for them.
friend.
Yes, I remember. Alright, as you head out to the training grounds, you see Teg kind of starting the morning practices amongst the troops. Many of the troops are starting to swing their swords, but as it is getting closer to a full summer, the weather is starting to get warmer. You can definitely tell the men are getting a little more fatigued than usual. All of them are
Sweaty.
training in full plate. With full gear, and what looks to be, as you walk up, you notice their swords are thicker than the ones that they will be using in combat. When asked about this, Tag explains that this is for strength training to help with their stamina and endurance. But as you begin to instruct Sigrun, taking a few aside, some of the more talented and larger of the lot, about 10 soldiers kind of follow you aside, and as you start to teach them the ways of more of a barbaric fighting and such, they seem to pick it up pretty well. While the Pebble also tries to give some more explanation to these gentlemen as well, and unfortunately, whereas fighting like a barbarian is a lot easier to manage to understand, the ability to learn how to fight as a paladin takes a lot more finesse and complexity, and they don't seem to pick up much of what the Pebble tries to teach.
Any of the men or women and stuff I take aside and I'm teaching, do any of them show an affinity to raging? Like, are they just good at fighting barbaric, or do any of them actually show raging like I do?
None of them seem to have a talent for it naturally.
Okay, I'll beat it into them. No.
Yeah,
She
raging.
would be keeping an eye out for that
Okay.
to help foster that. Like, if she sees one soldier show any signs of having a rage capability, she'd want to encourage that.
I will say something that you and the Pebble pick up pretty easily, even with the role the Pebble got, that while you notice that Teg is definitely a magic caster, he is extremely well versed in hand-to-hand into martial combat for his level of skill, and seems to be very adept at training large groups.
Nice. I will give him a friendly pat on the shoulder when I'm done training my men.
He will
You are
kind of
doing very well, my friend.
He'll look at you both and mention, I couldn't help but listening in on your argument with His Highness. I am curious why you didn't decide to just go cut down the princess. She's in the town as we speak. It would be as simple if you wanted to ensure your friend didn't ally with her. It'd be just walk in and murder her. You have provocation. I mean, you are a Scrofe after all. And can he really do anything to stop you if you so chose to do?
Not really, but I suppose it is a matter of consequence. To kill the princess on here, if it was my doing, it still will invoke the Lether's rage onto this fort. The Heli will attack the people here, even if it wasn't the people here. The Scrofe in their captivity will most likely be slaughtered as a punishment. It's, war. And if I could just kill people to kill them, I'd have done it a while ago, but I don't agree with the marriage, but I am not stupid enough to think that I have the power now to just fight an entire Heli army on my own. I mean, I don't think...
I may be a fool, but I ain't a damn fool.
Ted kind of...
Yeah, but I don't think there's any mortal soldier alive who could fight an entire army of such magic caliber alone.
Ted kind of looks at Sigrun the Pebble and shrugs his shoulder and goes, well, that's fair. I figured you'd be mad at the woman who's known for slaughtering the entirety of an entirety of village of Scrofe single-handedly. I mean, you should have heard what she did to the small children of them. From what I understand, she fed a few of them to one of her pets. The rest, well, let's just say there's a very interesting way of keeping people alive for their flesh, their magical means. But, hey, who am I to judge? I'm just a simple tiefling who watched his household burn. As he smiles and goes back to yelling at the soldiers.
I'm afraid we probably share much in common with our people. But don't you worry, if she is if this princess is stupid enough to show her face to me boldly, I will behead her. I just don't plan to seek out provocation when I have men to drain.
He turns to you at that mention of saying that you to her liking, goes, no, I would have killed her already, and there wouldn't have been a second question about it. I've made it very clear any dwarves that get in my path will be cut down, regardless of their allegiances. As he kind of turns and goes back to shouting at the men to start training harder.
Slightly goes against
Sigurd's gonna lean to the Pebble and be like, I feel like I should be a bit concerned considering my relation to Zarius, but also I have to admire a man with drive.
I don't know. He seems a little too angry in the Pebble's eyes.
That is fair, my friend. You've never been one to hate and hate too strongly. I suppose that's why I'm the barbarian and you're not, How went the training, by the way?
It went alright.
Oh, that does not sound good, my friend. Do you need any assistance?
Maybe. Probably later when we have time.
Of course. I mean, I have all the time until we start doing something or the other about the queen or the magic thing. You are not at risk, are you? I know you have some magic. I'm worried about if you go in the field, you'll die.
The Pebble does not use arcane at all.
Oh, wait, there's a difference between magics?
Yeah.
Yes.
Divine magic.
Oh, right. Oh, God. For some reason, I keep forgetting you have god magic and not just magic.
Well, he has no god.
As Sigrun and the Pebble start discussing the difference between divinity and arcane.
Have you heard about the physics magic?
Oh, God.
That seems like a very deep conversation for people who don't have a lot of intelligence.
Hey, listen.
I have a 14!
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sigrun has decent wisdom. She's been through war.
Really above average.
But as we move on, as Sigrun and the Pebble begin their discussion and continue watching and training the troops, we jump to Temidar. Temidar, as you head into the town towards the little HQ, a small building that you have set up already as your main headquarters for the guild, though it was just a rebuilt house that you managed to take over.
It works.
A few merchants coming in and going as the tavern attachment is being built up at the time being. You see your merchants kind of walking about. Your second in command, a young half-orc child who seems to have a slightly orcish accent, but seems to be able to sometimes clear it and speak in common. He stands as the little barkeep to the place. While, you describe him as small, he's, still a 5'4", 200-pound muscled child.
He is small compared to the orcs I have seen and slaughtered.
Yes, you're not sure what the other half of him is. But you can definitely tell he's half orc. But he's a little short for his age, what you'd expect.
If he's still short but still that sturdy, that leaves a few options. But I'm not going to sit here and try and guess that.
But he works still in the tavern. You never did catch his name, some strange orcish name. Most of the time, you're just calling him boy or anything of the other sort.
You know what? I might give him a nickname.
He
How
never
does he
gave
like
his name
Loki?
either. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, he never gives a name either and just kind of silently acknowledges all of your commands. The few times he does speak, it seems to be more just specifically to answer, to clarify whatever you give orders for. But as you arrive, he brings you a glass of clean water and a simple small meal of a couple of mixed meats that have been cut up. As you sit down, he hands you a couple papers showing you the documents explaining the local tariffs and how the tax has been doing for the merchants and what the current inventories are looking like for the city. And then he just kind of stands there and waits waiting for your command.
I look it all over, ensuring that everything, and I'm guessing everything looks like it's running smoothly thus far. It should be. If it's not, then we're already hitting some big hiccups.
Give me a d20 plus your proficiency.
That's a 7. Temedar's a little distracted with the wedding thing.
Fuck. So Burnside Fort is not really well known for having much in the form of raw materials available to itself.
Yeah.
It is a school known for its massive, library, which was kind of destroyed, and its the studies for the schooling in the library. But the main issue is the raw resources. It looks like your smiths, most of the businesses that need your basics like wood, iron, hops, grain, are what's suffering, and that's to be expected on a newly conquered city that's in the middle of a war. It's hard to get grain to travel when you don't have a secure supply line, because you really don't have a supply line. You expected this for the most part and are dealing with it in the best way that is possible, but you can definitely see that long term this war is not possible. This needs to be ended within the next month or two or the city will starve and die.
Yeah, and if it's not going to end by then, I'll make sure to leave orders that if the war hasn't ended within 2 months, to start pulling out merchants and start leaving the city. No offense, we are not going to have people starving and dying, because that's going to immediately get us killed.
Okay.
And I'll set this up as a backup plan just to be in place. If everything goes to shit, it's time to leave.
Okay. The boy will acknowledge your orders and start barking out and shouting at a couple of people who seem to start writing immediately and start sending out notes and running out the door.
I'll also make sure to get those letters I sent out, because if nothing else, ensuring that we have a safe place to go already
Yes.
is advantageous.
As the first letter goes out, and as you're in the middle of writing the next one, about 10 minutes goes by, and you hear a knock at the tavern entrance as a rather large Leonin comes walking in.
I smile at him.
He doesn't smile back. In fact, you can definitely tell by the look in his eyes he is angry.
Oh, I
shit,
figured
it's L.
It's not L. It's gonna be L,
I
but no.
It totally
I
is.
figured he would be.
The gentleman you recognize immediately as Exus from earlier. And
I'm going to offer a chair that's across from me, calmly. There's no point in being frazzled right now.
as you do, he just kind of walks in, ignoring the chair, and just stands over you. The man does somewhat tower a little bit, standing at 6 feet. He's definitely a little on the heavier side. He makes an intimidating shadow overall as he looks down at you. You know this man, Temidar, not because Terra knew him, but you've heard of his exploits. He is one of the enforcers of the circus.
Oh, yes.
A man who believes in violence to get what he wants, and believes that the way of living in the shadows and dealing more in information is not worth anything, that it is all controlled by power. He is also known to be the leading member of the faction that stands against the main circus.
Oh, I know. And that's why I was hoping he'd end up intercepting this letter.
But he stands there looking down at you and just waits, not speaking.
I'm guessing you intercepted the letter for Zenless.
He just continues to stare, keeping his mouth shut.
Given the fact that you probably read its contents, you have to understand that I'm doing this for your benefit. With that, Temidar is going to stand up, and standing at a 6'10" I'm taller than this fucker.
Give me a dex save.
Okay. That is a 23.
Oh, you just barely fucking pass. You take 35 points of damage, as it is half from the main point, of sudden poison damage.
I'm immune to poison.
Okay, so that is then quartered in this situation, and that is, it's 35 divided by 2, 17 points of poison damage as you suddenly feel a knife sticking in your stomach.
Really?
It's not him holding the knife as you look down.
It's the boy.
It's not. As you turn, you see there is a very angry-looking blue goblin with a simple crown with stones all around it. That's Shogun. And he looks infuriated.
Ah, one of my mother's customers.
He doesn't speak. And the knife just disappears out of his hands. And you feel kind of weird, Temidar. You feel like as if you didn't have that immunity to poison right now, you'd be unconscious.
Temidar will sit back down and be like, how about we talk instead of just stabbing? I have work to do, and I'm trying to do some betterment for everybody.
Shogun just glares at you. And
you
can just see fury in his eyes.
Would you hear me out first?
He's not saying anything.
I'll just gesture again to the chairs and ask, as in, sit down, we'll talk. If they still refuse, Temidar is just going to sigh and go, the letter was to basically set up 3 factions of the underworld. To try and get things organized in a way where we each can operate without ending up working under or for each other, without proper repayment. Muscle, Temidar is going to gesture to the Leonin, is needed just as much as brains are needed. Information is needed so that both are informed. So, I'm trying to propose that we work all together. Along with the current state of this world, will lead to much more terrible things.
Exus just kind of looks at you and goes, you know there's no negotiation here, right? You just tried to side with our enemy after Hawken made a deal.
I tried to get them to work with me as well, not side entirely. You have to understand that, while I don't know Thea's can't, I'm pretty sure that would have attracted him here, and then either en route you would have killed him, or you would have killed me, had someone take my place and then killed him that way. Or you would have told me to kill him. And in truth,
wouldn't tell a useless merchant to kill them. You realize right now the only thing keeping you alive and the only reason these merchants are following you is because the tie to your mother that you have. Terra was famous. You are just nothing but a failure of a businessman. You lost out on the best business deal you could have with a wizard that was far beyond your capabilities, let alone the incapabilities you've managed to do by insulting the man that you now call as your king and that you rely on the patronage of after insulting him on a constant. We know everything about your group, and I know everything about you. He looks you dead in the eyes. He gets real down low right into your face, and he goes, you can't do anything, and you won't do anything. So I'm going to make this clear. Do not invest yourself in the circus ever again. You are now cut off from all uses and all values to it. If I ever see you or hear you go near our territory or our titles, I'll wipe you out with a flick of the finger. Is that understood? Because if it's not, understand that I wasn't afraid to take on a whole hall of Helly when you ran with 5 people. You want to fight me? You want to start this with this, get involving other people like this? When your liege makes a deal, that's not how this will happen. I'm giving you this one chance. Know that you live today because of me. Well, not for long, at least. But that won't be my doing. Now, stay away from the circus. And he turns and he walks out, and Shogun just disappears in a cloud of smoke. And you see the little half-orc kid come down the stairs running with a mace and like a shield ready to do battle.
I just smile at him and just wave him down to calm down. It's at this point they aren't worth the time and effort. Then it's gonna be me building up my own thing entirely, and then later dealing with that thorn. One thing I will do is quietly just pop a supreme healing actually, nah, I'll just wait it off. I'll just take a short rest and relax until the poison wears off, because not much else I can do.
Well, it doesn't continue to poison you. You just feel slightly drowsy.
I'll shake it off and rest while I then actually, this place seems fine to do it in. I'll just let the young half-orc know that I will be upstairs if any of my party comes to find me.
Okay.
And to keep an ear to the ground to see if Hawken finds any of the tunnels.
Okay.
And I will go upstairs, and I'm going to try to meditate.
Okay.
While this poison might be useful for this case, to see if I can get a deeper connection to the Red Beholders.
Okay. Give me a D20 roll real quick. Just no bonuses, nothing.
That's a 16.
Okay. Alright. As you begin to meditate, heading upstairs into one of the smaller guest rooms, you find a nice little one of the straw beds, and begin to sit down and begin to focus. And you find your brain is somewhat clouded. You're not really sure why, but, for once, something feels off. You can give me a perception check or an investigation check. They will deem different answers.
Well, I'm not proficient in investigation, so it would be perception, and that is... My passive is 17, so if it's... Other than that, I rolled an 11.
Something has felt off with you for a while now, and you're not sure what it is, but it's strange. Some days you feel your hands are colder, your legs are colder, and you, for some reason, always kind of feel slightly drowsy throughout the day. You've started to notice over the last couple days. You're not sure why.
Well, then... I'll just continue the meditation, focusing on that, seeing if I can eventually come up with an answer as I focus over the time period it takes Hawken to locate these. Because by Temlar's best estimation, if the tunnels are truly hidden, it'll at least take half a day.
Okay.
And while yes, we have a week and we can't waste time, this isn't wasting time. This is solving a problem.
Alright. Okay. We'll come back to you momentarily. Hawken, as the rest you watch as your party mates leave the building, Teg heading out first in front of everyone, seeming somewhat irritated, but heading out, no less. Chantrell also seeming to head out amongst the party, kind of going off back to his workshop, you'd guess, based on the direction after the doors were left wide open. Lucius just kind of stands in the background and just kind of waits for your orders. What would you like to do, Hawken? Assuming you're there.
My apologies, my mic was muted.
Okay.
So, as a quick question about how long is this fort? Like from like wall to wall, left to right?
You don't know. You'd guess
Right.
maybe it takes 3-4 hours to get from one side to the other. I mean, it's a pretty big town, but it's also a pretty small town.
Like the when I meant for like the little castle area at the top,
Oh,
where like yeah.
You'd guess maybe maximum quarter mile. It's not a very large area.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if there were, I would feel like maybe a tunnel, if there were any, might be around there.
Okay. So you're gonna investigate the central walls.
Yeah, that area, the keep itself where the princes were slain.
Okay. Give me a investigation check or with advantage, or a perception check with advantage. Because of
Did you
your
say
want.
investigation with advantage?
Yeah, investigation or perception with advantage, either one.
I'll do perception with advantage. I rolled a 1 and a 2 for 11.
Oh man, good thing we're not in combat right now.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Does Lucius get to?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead, give it for perception with advantage for Lucius, because it's he would be using his nose to kind of smell to see if he noticed any stale wind.
Just roll 2 separate d20.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. That'd be a 19.
19. So 20 minutes goes by roughly, Hawken, from what you'd gather. And as you're kind of digging around, you know, nothing really catches your attention. You look at the walls, investigating, there's a couple loose bricks here and there. Your Wand of Secrets doesn't really do anything. You check the castle keep itself. And then Lucius mentions that the library was in the ground. It was a very large tunnel down into the ground. And he says, recommends going there to start there. As the two of you head in there, he immediately, as his nose starts to pick up a strange scent, mentions that he can smell a smoke coming from inside the library on the air. As the two of you kind of follow him for about half an hour roughly, deeper and deeper into this what was once library, tunnels off to the side that are cut into it where little classrooms are set up. You realize most of the library's got dwarven carvings in the walls, except for the initial entrance, which is just a cave that the orcs have kind of set up. Further in this library, you look about there. These are dwarven walls, carvings, paintings. The stone is very well designed, and as you get further and further in, you come at the very end of the library to a massive golden and bronze door that has the face of a spiked helmet dwarf and a long beard kind of pushed out to the side. And it seems to have in Dwarvish. Do you read Dwarvish, Hawken?
Yes.
Alright. It reads in Dwarvish, the last bastion before the end. But the door is sealed shut from it. You can tell, and there's no obvious lock or any way of kind of signifying a way to move it.
The last bastion before the end. Man, why do I feel like this is a riddle that I have to solve? What was that town called that we wanted to go to?
The capital of the Orklands?
No, that fort.
Which fort?
Strongdale.
Strongdale?
The capital of the Orklands.
I thought it was Eagle View.
No, Strongdale is. That's why it's on the geographical map. Is Strongdale is technically the capital.
Okay. Because I know we were looking about that earlier, and I believe... What, Cheston, you read it
Oh
as
no,
Eagle
I
View,
am
right?
wrong. I am wrong. Yes, Eagle View. It is.
Yeah,
Eagle
I was
View
about to get the
is
screenshot.
yep.
It was marked capital.
Yeah, Eagle View is marked. I'm looking at the thing right now. The lore.
Yeah. Because I know what, Strongdale was the, like, an impenetrable fort, but Eagle View's the capital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess I'll say both of those names if it's just a riddle kind of thing, like, you know?
Nothing happens.
Can I just try to open the door?
Yeah. How do you plan to open the door?
Pushing it open.
All right.
Push or pull.
What's your push or pull limit?
If my computer stops freezing, it's one of those days.
It'd be one of those days.
No, 570.
The door does not budge. This door is extremely heavy from what you can tell, and even with Lucius's help, it does not move.
Is there any kind of mechanism to open it, like a lever, a button?
Even with your passive perception, you see nothing. I mean, you can roll perception to see if you can find it, but looking about, you just see that center, big, in the center of the massive door, which you'd guess about 30 feet tall, roughly probably around 50 feet wide, is that big bronze dwarf design, as I mentioned earlier. Besides the rest, the door is made of a mix of gold and bronze designs, nothing that kind of signifies anything. They're exact duplicates on both sides.
Sorry, does the metal dwarf represent, like, is this like a face of a prominent figure in dwarvish history?
You can give me a history check, but you don't recognize him off the top of your or immediately without it.
I've been rolling. That's a 3. My third roll was a 3 today.
You have no idea.
It's
who
been 1,
this
2,
is.
3.
You've seen one dwarf. You've seen them all when it comes to statues. So
Gather the crew and crack this open together.
okay. As you head out, kind of coming back out of the library, you see Chantrell kind of standing at the entrance to the tunnel. Oh, yes, sorry. Go ahead, Hawken. You cut out. I think his mic's...
No problem. Yeah, don't worry about it. It was just stupid stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as you head out of the tunnel, you see Chantrell kind of standing out there waiting patiently. And as you come out, Lucius seems to follow right behind you. The smell continuing to kind of be on the air, as he mentions. But you don't see any of your compatriots.
Oh, Chantrell.
Chantrell just kind of bows and waits and listens.
There is a door at the end of these tunnels that we believe may lead to Strongdale.
Well, yes, they would, sir. They are the old dwarven tunnels that used to connect all the cities underground as part of the trading highways.
Yes, our only issue is that I do not know how. If they knew anything about dwarven history or something that might assist us, unless you also may have an idea.
I don't speak Dwarvish, and I'm not from this area. No idea, but I can gather your compatriots.
That would be wonderful. I'll stay here and just send them to me.
Understood, sir. And he turns and he starts running off. About 20 minutes goes by, and you see Sigrun and the Pebble kind of coming up. You see Teg. You see that Pebble has a little apprentice following him around. You see the lady from earlier that you had spoken to, Hawken, and they're training in the clerical arts as they decide to kind of join up with the group. And then finally comes up Temidar, who looks a little more worse for wear. He's starting to become a little more pale from what you can tell.
You doing all right, Temidar?
Oh, just had it was a hard meeting. Ended up stabbed.
Aw. Do you need any like healing or anything
Luckily,
like
I'm immune to the poison, but there's something that's not been
that?
right.
Poison? Why are you poisoned?
Oh, an ex-customer of my mother's just decided to pop in and was angry with me.
Aha. Sure. Anyway, I gotta show you all something. Got a cool door. That is probably our way to Strongdale.
A cool door. I should put on my gloves.
Thank you.
Did
Thank you, Pebble. Appreciate it.
Hammer is gonna walk up to the door and just start inspecting it, taking a
Are-
closer look at it.
Are we not concerned about the whole stabbing poison thing? That sounded like an assassination attempt. And it doesn't make sense why it was you and not...
It may
leader.
have been. It also may have been an attempted kidnapping.
I mean,
did talk to some
he
people.
said it had to do with Terra's customers, and you remember what Terra was a part of, so I mean...
Ted
Oh,
kind
it had to do with them
What?
too. But
But
Ted-
who was it? I
Ted kind
mean,
of speaks up and says, "Is that why there's a weird woman walking around the town? She said she got a letter from some tabaxi, something about a circus. I don't know. I dismissed her when she came by earlier."
that may have been the actual person I was trying to meet with.
Oh, well, she
Funny.
should be still in the town. I sent her over to one of the taverns. Probably run into her still. She's probably in the area.
Or that's who actually ran into me, because they are very good at disguising themselves.
It's understandable.
I'm gonna look at Teg and be like, while they deal with the door, give me a quick description of her, and see if it rings any bells.
She wore a hood. I couldn't see her face if she had magic running on her face. She was like short. Mentioned the circus. Said her name started with something with a Z. I don't know. She seemed irritated about something.
Either that was who I was trying to get to, or that was the problem of something. That was the problem of who stabbed me. Either option is either option.
Tag looks back at Hawk and goes,
What?
"This door?"
Yes, focus.
Yeah, this door.
As you all follow, as Hawken heads into the library, deeper and deeper. A good few minutes pass as you guys finally come to the end of the tunnel, and you see this giant dwarven door. I will say, now the words say, instead of the previous message, they now read, "One betrays, one plans, one expects." All in Dwarvish.
I'll repeat it to the rest of the group who don't
Yeah,
speak Dwarvish.
Sigrun speaks Dwarvish. Let me double check.
Tamadar does not.
I don't. So yeah, you relay
I don't
that.
think anyone-
Sigrun,
None of us.
you see
speak-
Sigrun
Mhm.
very slowly counting, like on her hand several times, and she's like, "Correct me if I'm wrong. There's more of us than that, right?"
There is, but I'm either going to be counted as the
2,
betrayer or
3,
the one that's planning.
No, see, the math all
4,
lines up. The Pebbles head,
5.
though.
What did Pebbles say?
No, out of game, I'm saying, like, no, it all lines up. The Pebbles head is empty. He's not thinking right next. He's not fighting.
I was gonna say, are our heads
And Lucius's
empty?
head
Is that
is-
why there's only 3 people?
What are you talking about?
Lucius
Lucius isn't
Tamanar
here to let his
Hawken.
thoughts be known. Tamanar's gonna look at Hawk and be like, and simply say, I'm either gonna be known as the betrayer or the planner, obviously.
Oh, is
I'll
it about us? Who knows? It could
Most
be about some,
likely.
like, dwarves.
Why would you be?
Let me speak first, and you'll understand why I'm saying that.
Yeah, that's a
One.
little suspicious.
One, I've gone over the records. The most this city will last in this war is 2 months. If we haven't gotten things sorted out by then, the mercantile will have to start pulling out without any problem. Because no point in supporting a dying city at the exact that it's to the ground. And I'd
Tag,
rather not risk all of their lives
Tag
on the
shrugs.
splint.
So you think that smart business is betrayal, and that really says something about your business sense. How do you know it's
Smart
something to do
business
with
is not-
that? You know it has to do with us at all.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think it's really specific. I think it's just a random riddle whenever somebody approaches.
Well,
Well,
you could try saying out random names of the party, see if it happens, to see if it responds. If the door doesn't respond, then I guess that gives you your answer, doesn't it?
It would.
I suppose.
Do
I
we
guess
have to say it in Dwarvish, or? Because I don't speak
Ted
it.
shrugs.
Probably.
Frog speaks it,
yeah,
so-
but then again, what if? To be fair, a name like my name's probably not translated into Dwarvish.
There,
You know?
well, there could be. We don't know. DM,
You
Lore.
would know.
Names don't really translate to between cultures very
Okay,
well.
yeah. Then just say
Yeah.
name. Okay, since Tamadar seems to be sure he's a
I'm one of
betrayer,
those two.
apparently, maybe you should say his name.
And see if it changes.
I mean, I guess I'll just go through all the names of our party, see if there's even just any sort of reaction from the door.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Temidar the Betrayer.
The
How's it
door
sound?
changes the riddle and says, "One is
Oh.
expected to lie, one will continue to fail, another shall succeed under any circumstance."
I hope I'm the one who succeeds under any circumstance. That's the best one there.
Well, I've spent my entire life in someone's shadow, so being expected to fail isn't exactly anything new.
You know what, Pebble, I feel like you're the last one. Pebble, I don't think I've really heard of you failing. You always did well in our training classes. I mean, not as well as me, but you know, I was tough competition back then. Humans don't mature at the same rate as Scruffy do.
The Pebble appreciates a compliment.
Yeah, she gives you a thumbs up.
Temidar is gonna examine the door and just to try and get a feel for the magic that's on it.
Give me an Arcana check.
That's a 19.
Can I?
The door suddenly
there
just
any-
opens.
Oh.
As you watch, Temidar, you feel a strangeness as your hands seem to start to glow a strange like blue color for a moment, and it seems to travel up your arms into your armor and just dissipate. And you feel yourself getting somewhat magically stronger, and then it seems to go away almost immediately. As the doors
Oh.
open.
What? Who were the people?
Don't know. I may have
What?
just
Door's
brute
open.
forced a magical lock.
I can only assume our guess was correct about the 3 people.
Yes, I assume you were the one. The
Oh boy. All right. Well,
Ted kind
let's
of
not
looks,
let's-
take it.
holds up a hand for a second and goes, "So I'm not paid to go into combat like adventures. I'm just gonna," and he kind of points up to the
Yes.
entrance to the library.
Yeah, you go back
You
up
have
there.
meant to train. Yes, yes.
He nods and goes, "If you'll excuse me," and he begins walking back up with his tail swishing from side to side.
Temidar's gonna
All
peer
right,
into the
gang.
corridor and
You
see if
ready to
it's dark.
see what lies in the tunnels of ancient dwarves?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, is this
It's not
dwarven
charging.
dwarven architecture? Nice. If I need to,
22.
16.
16 for normal.
I need
my
to-
math is 17.
I have
Okay.
a +0.
if I need to teleport us out of here, I should be able to do so easily if it's dwarven make.
As you look down, Temidar, as the doors kind of open up fully, finally hitting the walls and making the entire tunnel shake, dust kind of coming down. One by one, the torches light up, and you see, for the first time in your lives, many of you, gorgeous artworks of old kings long past to the Dwarven lands, all in different colors of metal, holding up pillars of stone, one every roughly quarter mile from what you can see. One hand holding up the ceiling, one hand holding a bowl that seems to immediately light with this red magical flame that enlightens the entirety of the tunnel. And you see piles of bones and armor and equipment, as well as tunnels going off in every which direction in a very grid-like styling. You can also see that each of the statues seem to have a little a thing on the bottom of them of some sort of language inscribed. You recognize that as Dwarvish, as you recognize from the earlier marks that it was still Dwarvish, as Hawken had mentioned, and that they seem to have a long something of a looks like you'd guess a name on the statue and some sort of short description based on how the text is shaped, or it's a sign on where to go. You're not 100% sure. But as you look down, you just for miles can just see the what looks to have been a really old and ancient battle that had happened here. And as you see this as the doors fully open.
And so, did my 22 perception give me anything?
With the Dwarvish, yeah, you see what each of the kings are from this distance, and you can see that this tunnel goes on for a long fucking way.
I'm guessing the weapon condition by that perception is also not that great currently.
Sorry, for what was that? What'd you say, Timidar?
I'm guessing the weapon and armor condition is not doing that great unless I'm thinking it's rusted if it's been down here to the point where it's all bone.
None of it's rusting. You just see it's covered in cobwebs and it's all black armor.
Ooh.
Temedar's gonna look at Hawk and be like, looks like we might have found you an armory.
I mean, we could probably use that if we're able to smelt it down. For
dwarves, it also may be magical and change size though too.
I will say, as you guys are having this conversation, all of you suddenly also see a dwarf just suddenly appears right next to you in full chainmail, a long black beard, kind of somewhat short cropped black hair, black eyes, and you recognize him. He's the dwarf from the axe originally.
Hey,
Nice to shake his hand.
Hold on, the last time we saw him was when we were in an illusion, yeah?
It
was.
There was a big wave of magic, and my soul almost got ripped out of this damn thing.
Glad you're okay.
Are you okay, my friend? I didn't realize things were so tough.
Who's that? As he points to the pebble.
I am the pebble.
My
friend. From childhood.
He's got an old dwarvish name. I respect it. You know what? He's good by me. As he turns, he looks at Sigurd and goes, "You couldn't have picked a better husband. Much better than that tiny dwarf you were trying to marry."
He is not betrothed to me, but he is a very good friend, and I appreciate you giving him your approval.
Wait, you chose the tiny golden dwarf over the big muscular? Okay.
Human.
All right. Well, I don't understand women these days.
I don't think the pebble is interested in me.
He nods and goes, "That's fair. Nords are a very picky bunch. They like their women with less beard hair than they do. Otherwise, it intimidates them. At least that's what I remember hearing about them. Back in those days, they were still apes for the most part."
Sigrun looks at her fur-covered body. Explains a lot.
Be like, well, it's good to see you. I'm guessing you popped out for a reason, because thus far you haven't been the most sociable.
Oh, I don't like. You're not wrong. I don't like any of you. To be honest, most of you are terrible people and could go burn in hell into the hells for all I care. But unfortunately, you found a place where apparently my soul feels like it needs to be active because this is where I died. So you know.
Shit.
Question: do you mind if we utilize the weapons and armor against the orcs?
I wouldn't touch any of that shit. That's the armor of the dead. That's the Oventium Legion. That's the legion that's also known as basically the Dead Legion, the ones who are forgotten and expected to die in battle. It's probably cursed to shit. As he looks at each of you.
Yeah, I
find my friend
May want to nix the idea of using it, or even lifting it, unless we are going to melt it back down, but curse.
Is there a way to...
I should fully warn you, you walk through these tunnels, you guys are going to see some shit. And he's like speaking very, very candor with his comment at this point now. He's not even trying to use his dwarvish accent.
You know, I'd take seeing some shit over feeling shit.
No,
right now.
I mean, like, y'all are gonna be these tunnels are so cursed with so many souls that died before their time, that you're gonna be walking through some powerful magic. There's some illusions you may have to fight your way through. I'm gonna warn you right now, this isn't gonna be easy.
Is there a way to help some of these souls pass on?
By surviving through these illusions you're gonna go through. It ain't gonna be pretty. You're gonna see battles like none you've ever seen before.
Will the illusions pose us physical harm or just mental harm?
Oh, if you die in it, your brain will be shut off, I'm guessing, because of the amount of shock. It's kind of like that mentality of if you die in a dream, you can die in real life because your body thinks it's dead. That's why
you can die in a dream.
Yeah, there's
That
some
is
magic that
crazy.
has managed to pull this off a few times. Yeah. No, I
Meaning
wouldn't.
that if we're going to go through
Guys,
here, we have to.
I think we need to turn our brains off before we fight the illusions, and then
Huh.
they can't kill our brains.
Joke's on you. My brain's always off until it gets ready to walk it.
Oh, teach me your ways,
No.
Numenor is
Pebble.
just gonna stick out an arm and stop and be like, "Okay, do
Also,
you have any hints for the battles ahead that may be through this? Because this is the fastest way to deal with a problem."
oh yeah, simple. The dwarves lose, as always. He goes, and, oh yeah, one of you's got something, well, two of you got something weird on. He looks at Temidar and goes, I gotta ask, fashion statement?
I look at my clothes, and wonder if he's referring to the stab wound.
Your stab wound's healed.
Oh, I'm fully healed.
Yeah, you're not bleeding anymore. You didn't gain the HP back, but you're not bleeding or poisoned anymore.
I look at my clothes and see if they changed.
No, they look the same, except for the longer sleeves.
The clothes seem to be evolving of their own merit.
Yeah, fashion choice?
That's as good as one as I can make right now.
It knows. I've seen men going with worse armor. Yeah, my advice here. Dwarves lose. If you find yourselves fighting alongside, depending on the situation and unit, you may even see me.
Turncoat then and kill the dwarves to move on.
No. If they turn and kill you, you'll be outnumbered. Funny enough, the orcs didn't outnumber us during this battle. That's my advice to you. But figuring out how to stop the illusions and get as many souls to move on is what your goal is here, probably. Or to force your way through the situation without dying. One of the two. You can pretty much do both.
Is there a good way to help ground ourselves in these illusions? Say an item we could carry, or some sort of mental trick.
Yeah, he looks
I mean,
over-
last time we had an illusion, we figured out it was one, and we broke out of it immediately.
Strong sense of will. Your friend there, as he kind of points to Temidar, he won't be affected. The rest
Oh.
of you should be, for the most part. I don't see any reason you wouldn't be.
I would. Oh wait, yeah, meditation. That kind of prevents.
Oh,
shit.
but does that mean you won't be able to help us fight in the illusion fights? Because you are very useful.
Oh no, I'll pass on if once you've managed to get through. Most likely, if you see where my
Oh.
story ends, I'll pass on. This axe will become worthless.
What do you mean? It
Uh,
is magic because of your soul?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the way magic items worked back in the day. You guys have your fancier versions now that the soul just empowers it. Ours, to make a sentient weapon, you needed a soul that would power the whole thing. If the soul disappears,
Oh.
the weapon becomes silent in a sense. Where it has no magical capabilities and just can do what it physically can do.
Well,
if we wanna
if
use
you
the
wish to pass on, I will not stop you for my gain. I just will have to purchase a new one, I suppose.
I don't care either way.
If you wish to keep living on and join us for our battles, we are about to do a lot of very dangerous things, if that
We're about to fight
entertains
the
you.
orcs again.
And the world-ending thing.
He turns to Hawken and looks at him and goes, I have one piece of advice. If I should move on, you need to hear this. Remember the one thing that the Vidan had. We outnumbered them, we had better weapons, we had better training, and we are more organized. Don't underestimate what you're fighting. You won't win if you do. If you keep that in mind, and realize the truth behind the situation, you should be fine. And he looks back to the rest of you and goes, I'll assist as best I can, but I can't promise much.
Of course,
Which
I mean, you
direction
can
shall
only do so
we?
much.
What direction do we need to go to head over to Strongdale?
The northern road where the fighting was the most fierce. Strongdale used to be the capital city of the dwarves after Aventium fell. So, I'm going to let you know right now there's a lot of horrendousness you're going to see. Battles that you wish you hadn't seen. Keep that in mind, because the orcs were relentless. No one survived other than soldiers that ran. But, North Road, the one you're on right here as he points down, just follow it straight. Eventually, you'll come across probably a half-destroyed statue, if my memory serves me right. It'll only have the feet left and shouldn't have a description in it. That way, when you want to take a right, and it'll take you straight to Strongdale, and then the actual castle itself of Eaglefort.
Are there any other ways to get into the tunnels to try and avoid the spot of your battle? That way we don't lose you.
You know, I hear there's blasting diamonds throughout these areas. You can make-
No.
Those are
Oh,
explosive.
I think we've had
fucking
run in
Black
with
Panther.
those before.
Well, that'd be the easiest way to get through, is blasting diamonds. I
If
can't.
Temenar will look at Hawken. We could also just wait and set this place off. Close the door, set the place off, and watch as basically every other connected city goes up in smoke.
Would the tunnels not collapse?
Actually,
Oh, they definitely will.
No, Temidar.
the dwarf
No.
points out, actually, Temedar's got a decent idea. If you set off a big enough explosion here, close these doors, re-added the magic onto them, you could theoretically sink every orc city into the ground, about good 2.5 miles into the ground. Probably kill the majority, and you'd destroy all the routes, but the tunnels would be exposed to the air, and more explosions would happen, more people would die. But theoretically, any orcs inside those cities wouldn't make it out.
Consider that
So as long
a
as
last
we
resort
protect
kind of
our
deal.
Okay, got it. If everybody
tunnel
else
likes
but me
explosions.
dies, start leaving the tunnels, dragging your corpses out, and hope to God I can reinforce the doors enough. Got it.
He looks about and he goes,
I-
"Wait, did you not click the magical stone that's hidden in the side of the
No,
wall?"
it broke the moment I fucking touched it for some reason.
Oh, that's okay. He nods and looks at you and goes, "Well, yeah, I'm not surprised."
Wait, you know what the fuck's going on with me?
No. He turns and looks back down the long road. He goes, "Well, it's up to you. There's traps abound. We set booby traps every foot of the way. Any that those orcs didn't set off, you'll be facing. Don't know where they are. I wasn't part of that division."
Mm.
I'd be able to
Is
avoid
it-
most of those again by going on the ceiling, because I don't think you would have trapped the ceiling.
Sigurd's gonna turn to Hawken. Is this the only route to the place you need to get? It would be used to use as a tool against the orcs. And us going through here is a big risk.
This is the most covert.
We won't be able to most likely enter Strongdale any other way. It's an
Is it
unbreachable
underground?
city. No.
Hmm.
But it's a very hard city to get into, and since we're at war with them, I find it unlikely we'll be able to walk in through the front door. Easier to take them out from the interior. We
I
gotta
feel
get
like the
there
Pebble's
first.
very persuasive. If we disguise our appearances and, talk
The
our
Pebble
way
can
in.
talk the pants off of anyone.
But
I
this,
believe him.
this pass would also make it an easier way to transfer all of our troops into the city.
That's
gonna say
if we
this
take
tribe
care
is-
of the ghost and the traps and the
We'd have to
explodey
get it
diamonds.
fully
Precisely.
disenchanted first.
That's a lot for people.
And we have a week.
And a lot of tunnels.
The
No,
dwarf
no,
looks
you
up,
just-
says, "Wait, what about a week?"
Oh yes, the very powerful current orc queen is going to march on the city in about a week.
You won't make it to the city in a week through the tunnels. It's the fastest way, but it takes almost at least 2 weeks. That's without the the problems of these ghosts and such being in the issue.
If we blow up many cities, she might not come here. She might have
We will
to
disrupt
either
not only
check
that,
damage
it's also
or
He
I
sure
will
it's
say-
safe.
the
the
dwarf.
downside. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, he goes, if I may, you do know that Dwarven
Mhm.
Axe could just take you to the capital city in moments.
It can?
Yeah,
With the
it's-
teleporting.
Yeah, under the tunnels. That's how I managed to move around so easily.
Oh, I thought this had to be a place I knew, not just a place the axe.
No, it's just a place I
'Cause
have
I don't
to
know the capital. Oh, then we could
Link,
just
why there's been some
teleport
problem with
and.
that.
Oh, so we can just teleport to Strongdale.
He nods and goes, "Yes, I can have you there within any time you would like. If you'd like to make more preparations, I can bring. I mean, if you want, if I can guarantee that the queen will be killed, then I can do what I can to transport more troops into the capital. But the most I can do without the guarantee of that Sigrun here will be the one to slay her. is just move your small group here, except for the 2 extras, as he kind of points out to the bricklayer and the golden scale, who have been silently kind of following along.
So we could teleport there to do our business, but again, I do think using these tunnels as a weapon against the orcs is the smartest. There are other paths you could send soldiers over land, and I mean, if we get our airship fleet or our navy set up.
I want you all to consider the fact that I'm trying to take these cities. I can't take them if they're destroyed.
Can't take anything if you're dead because of an orc army.
Yeah, and
Or
I
the
can't
fort
take
is
anything if they're
destroyed.
destroyed
Templars won't
either.
stop and raise up his hand and simply go, it would cost less in the long term to rebuild those cities as they were than it
Sure
would
about
take
that.
to take them at this current moment.
I mean, between me and Temedar's funds, I don't think it's impossible. If you need certain things of the city intact that the orcs made, but to rebuild isn't, I don't believe it'd be too difficult. Especially if we recruit even more men.
If we take some time, it'd be much easier to do it that way. However, if you're hell-bent on doing it this way, it'd be better for us to take
the one city, the 2 place, because
If I
Templars
may,
gonna look.
I've got the resources from the city being destroyed would be much more costly than the actual battle. Wouldn't be worth taking the city if you blew the capital up. Most of the cities, in fact, wouldn't be worth much if you blew them up, just from the loss of the resources that are already developed. You'd have to set up for years. Dwarven mechanics are already a pain in the ass for most races to understand, let alone having to restore them after, when they were working perfectly fine. And you're not going to find a Dwarven smith who can work most of the Orc lands, or any of the Dwarven tools left in the Orc lands, purely because of the fact that they're too old.
Could we then, is there not a safe way then to take the exploding diamonds out to the tunnels and then just say drop them on
That would take
these
longer
or
than
on
we have.
legions of troops?
You could pile them up,
Perhaps.
but the same issue comes with the fact that you'd have to go through the memories that are
tunnel.
tied to the areas. There's a massive blasting diamond in the center of the continent, or in the center of these lands, though. If you manage to get it out, it should knock out a pretty large hole. He looks about and he goes, "It was our backup plan to destroy half this portion of the continent in case we found we were going to lose. We weren't able to, unfortunately, though." As he kind of looks down at the ground with a sadness in his eyes.
She'll pat his shoulder.
You don't. Your
I do
hand
not
goes
intend
right
on
through.
destroying these lands. I do not want to lose these towns or the resources. It would be good to teleport there to at least get a scope of things, and
Okay.
possibly in the future teleport troops to take the city from within.
Okay, you are better at these politics things. Tell me, could we still not use this as an intimidation tactic? Could we not threaten the queen or the troops that if they siege the fort as an act of last will, we set it
They
off?
lose the
I'm sure
cities.
she would hate to have it destroyed as much as you hate to have the cities destroyed. We could still buy time with this. If
The
you
queen-
think that would work. I mean, I don't know.
I am
That
only
sure
holds
that
some
the
merit.
queen is more worried about me dying than anything else.
No,
Really? Sacrifice all her towns for you? No offense, Hawken. I don't know if you're that important.
To her,
like,
I killed
her-
her 3 sons.
yes, but if you cause a genocide on her
she
people,
can have
basically-
more.
The only husband
I
she
feel.
loves dead, she can't really have more.
Let's
I did
also
not know that.
throw out the fact that you're also threatening to genocide her people and destroy their only towns. At that point,
Some
at
people
that point, there's going to
don't
be a
care.
Instead of arguing, can we just the Pebble thinks we should just teleport Strongdale, do some conquering, then we can move troops back and forth for the last of the week.
Yeah, that sounds like an excellent
That
idea.
sounds fine to me.
That's what
Temedar was just trying to give you options here.
The Pebble
That's
told
all.
you, Hawken. The Pebble is very persuasive.
I mean, I can try to tell. As long as the axe remains active, I can tell. If we travel in these tunnels manually, and the
I'll
X
take a walk
deactivates,
through
that
them
will be
afterwards
no
and
option.
It seems like
After
I
we
won't be
clear
affected.
out these problems of orcs, do you wish to be released from this axe, or do you wish to stay? Because after things get done, we can go through these tunnels for you.
Weigh my options. Be freed and at the mercy of whatever gods are left, and probably your asshole of a god, and he looks at Hawken. Or, option 2, stay in the axe, and have to listen to Sigrun be pined over by everybody I keep hearing about in the background. Do you know...
Pined? I'm not
in
a tree, though.
She leaves me in the room at night. I see
That-
everything.
Temidar
I'm
just,
so sorry.
Temidar just
I'm
looks
not
at him with eyes of huge apology, like, oh god.
What? You mean when I,
Well,
like, stay
you know
up
what?
and eat rations at night, or I do and see how long it
Sigrun-
takes till I
Sigrun-
collapse?
There's so
Sigrun-
many trainings.
Sigrun,
Yes,
Sigrun,
yes, I narrate my own workout sessions when I'm in a room by myself. It keeps me motivated.
You're not in a room by yourself. I'm there.
Well, it's great. You can work out with me. I won't want your soul to get weak.
God damn it! I don't have to see it.
What would you say, Cheston?
The Pebble sees no issues with this. Working out is the best.
All right.
You should come work out with me, and we'll invite my friend Non-Name here to work out in spirit, quite literally.
Sounds excellent.
That wasn't
Temidar
funny.
just gives him an apologetic look.
All right. So
I can't
I guess
convince them.
I'll turn to Bricklayer and the Golden Scale and be like, "Hey, we're gonna."
We're gonna pop over. Don't let the place burn to the
I
ground.
might be
in the
bringing
timer.
you along with some other soldiers. Yeah.
One sec. Alright.
Oh,
The ghost kind of just disappears, and the two look at you lot, and the bricklayer speaks up and goes, "Shall we let the troops know and organize them?"
well,
Get them prepared.
wait.
She nods
what?
and turns and walks off.
Are
Sigrun? Go ahead.
I have been relayed the message. Are you aware of the state of your armor currently?
Who?
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you
Just
did.
Chester,
You
my
did.
signal went red. Shit, okay. Let me repeat that. Demidar, I've been relayed the message. Are you aware of the state of your armor and what it's doing?
No,
She,
I'm
like,
not. I haven't had a chance
Uh,
to have mages assist me with that.
No Name, my friend, has informed me you might be being eaten alive?
All of you suddenly see two eyeballs appear on Temidar's armor. Temidar didn't see it. And they just start to
Oh,
blink
shit.
and stare at you, each.
A mimic? Question mark?
Teminar's gonna
Uh,
take a moment, hearing this,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna do something he never thought he would do. I'm gonna force key through it to force whatever's taking over my clothing out.
Okay. Give me a d20 plus proficiency.
Oh, this'll hopefully end well.
That
Oh,
is
no.
a
Oh, no.
17.
Temidar, you begin to force key through your body, and you notice the key does go through, but it changes as it hits through the armor and into your torso. It's not key anymore. You notice it's the same feeling as arcane magic is described, and nothing seems to happen.
I guess I'm gonna go change out of these clothes.
Anybody's got dispel magic?
No, I'm more of a fighter than a paladin.
Yeah.
I
Temidar is
do
gonna
not
go
have
back and
such
is gonna quickly step off and change out of the gold merchant attire entirely, swapping to his regular traveling clothes.
As you try to, it does not come off. It's almost as if it's glued to your skin.
What
It
is the
starts to
things trying to
pain
eat
as-
you, Demidar?
It starts to pain you as you try to pull it off.
Give me a short while before we teleport then. I may have an idea for this. These things seem to be living. It's pushing arcane. I'm a monk. I don't deal with arcane fun. This is gonna be interesting.
How did this happen? When did you get sentient armor?
No clue, but I'm about to have a conversation with it.
I mean, go
Temidar's going to
ahead.
sit down and meditate, focusing
You
to
see,
link up.
around Temidar's stomach, a mouth starts to form. Sharp teeth kind of pointing front of leather, and it speaks and it
That's
goes,
weird.
I am Temidar now.
You don't look like Temidar.
I
Hello,
am
Temidar
Well,
Temidar
shut
now.
the fuck up.
Hello, Temidar now. It's a weird name.
It just continues to repeat, I am Temidar now.
You
I'm
should
going
teach it
to-
better comment.
So these clothes have been absorbing me. Fun.
Do you need me to try to pull it off of you?
I
I'm
think
very
that
good
would
at
kill
ripping
me.
things.
Is it saying
Oh.
it in Temidar's own voice, or does it have its own?
It does sound like Temidar.
You know, I'm gonna try something a little stupid. I'm gonna pull out a potion of true resurrection. I'm not dead yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink one.
You drink it, nothing happens.
Well, back to the meditation idea. You guys do whatever. You guys wait just a bit. Let me see if I can deal with this.
The ghost
and-
just kind of disappears.
Fucking. God.
So I
damn.
mean, if it's a mimic,
Don't you dare stab me, damn it!
What if I'm very shallow with my...
It
What
starts
if
saying in
gingerly-
Temidar's voice, stab me. Stab me.
I mean, we could
See
just
it-
cut your clothes off. That doesn't seem that hard.
If you shave
Yeah.
me, I'm clawing one of you in the face for it.
Would you rather have a mimic around you then?
Would you rather die?
If I
That's
can get
fine,
it to
but
stop
I'm
eating
not
my
gonna
life
let
force,
you carry
possibly.
a mimic around us.
Who
if I
knows
can
what
get it to-
it'll do
If
to
I can
ice?
get it to obey me, then yes, I'd rather have the
I
mimic
have
around me than
doubts.
be
You know,
naked.
listen, Temidar.
What's
It
wrong
made
with
your
being naked?
sleeves grow, yes?
You watch as it's growing slowly. It's gotten all the way to his wrist now.
Consider what this could possibly mean. It's growing to maybe one day just consume you whole.
Fine,
It
You're
shave
gonna
could
it off.
control
to
you in
dominate it.
battle.
You got to do it quicker. And who knows
Fine.
if it's just the clothes.
If you try to fight and it has torso and arms and legs, it could cause you to die in battle
gonna
or attack
try
your
something.
allies.
I'm gonna get away from everybody for a moment, and I'm going to go back into my meditation pose, sitting
Fucking-
cross-legged
Mm-hmm.
and ignoring everybody's talking for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can sense this thing's heartbeat, focusing right on that.
Go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
That is an 11. God damn it.
You don't even feel your own heartbeat.
You are dead.
I will try again, focusing entirely on this.
Okay, give me another perception check with advantage.
In the background.
23 that time.
Yeah, you sense its heart, at the, center of the armor piece, where yours would be.
So is it the same as mine currently, or is it different?
It's not your body, you can tell that, but you don't sense your body. The only thing you can feel that still feels like you is above your neck.
Well, fuck. I'm going to dominate this. Using...
Kink.
I'm gonna force something that I haven't ever tried to do before. I will burn 5... I'm gonna try and utilize my key again
Mm-hmm.
to force my body back into existence, because it would be in the astral plane if it's been destroyed this way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to sit here and slowly, using my own power, fight this thing back into a gold coin.
Alright, give me a d20, plus your proficiency.
How many mimics did
That is
he have?
That is 16 again. Pushing.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
I'm gonna be sitting there doing it repeatedly.
You can do
And
this
if I
roll
ha-
once each key point.
I will
Ha-
do it again.
Okay, go ahead and
In
give
the
me
background,
Yes.
Sigrun is asking the other party members if
That
they
is
are
a
aware of
21.
mimics being
Nope.
weak to poison.
I got no clue. I don't really deal with mimics that often.
I could feed it poison things, and if it dies, it should come off of him, right? So we don't stab it?
I know an 8 isn't gonna do anything.
Nope.
I mean, to be honest, I've only really fought dwarves and gnolls most of my life. You know, I don't really
6
know
does
nothing about
nothing.
mimics.
11 does nothing.
The Pebble just knows they eat magic items and doesn't want it to eat his magic items.
Yeah.
What if you just What if we get rid of Temedar's magic?
Nat 20.
Still nothing.
24 does nothing.
Nope.
Knowing that that's the best Temidar can do, he's gonna stop. It's merging with me is the problem.
Yeah, we've gathered that.
No,
know,
I
The
mean
mouth
merging
and the eyes
as
are
in
gone.
merging as in it is taken and replaced my body.
Oh, so it is you right now.
You suddenly see his two knuckle dusters that he wears suddenly pop up little eyes on them, and then they they close them, and disappear again.
Oh boy.
So, how did this happen? There's no way a mimic just consumed you overnight.
No, but the coins went missing after the same time as the book, so I'm concerned that I thought they just ate the book and fucked off.
You had
The eyes suddenly
Coins
pop up
that
again
ate
on
things?
the armor, and
But
then
they
you
ate
see,
the book and started
You see a
eating you.
smiley face once again suddenly appear on Temedar's stomach. Temedar, this time you hear its voice as it repeats in your own voice. To the rest of you, you just see Temedar suddenly start talking in his normal voice. But Temedar realizes it's not him speaking. And you hear, "Vile potion was delicious."
Wait, the vial randomness is kept in my bag is kept
not that.
away from everything
Not
else.
that vile, dude.
The vial that went missing first, Cameron.
Silver vial. The only creature that could eat
why
it.
did
I'm
Temedar? Why
going-
did you eat
I
the
kept
potion?
them at separate pockets though. They couldn't have touched. Were kept separate.
I have a direct
Goodness.
quote from a conversation where you stated you kept it in a pocket with like 12 gold coins.
I
I had that confirmed by someone just to make sure I was correct in my understanding. So what? This isn't me pulling bullshit. This is two people
You know
confirming
what?
that this
Then
was said.
there is a way to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Temedar's going to think for a moment and smile. Fine. You want to be me, that comes with all the problems. You've been around a bit. You know them. Do you really want to deal with that shit?
You all just see Temedar talking out loud. Nothing responds.
I'll make you a deal.
Guys,
Do you think you can
he's acting weird.
Do you think you can come off of me without killing me and we work together?
You hear nothing.
I'm gonna use my can't do anything with this. I'm basically a mimic now. I'm fucked.
You know how my steward makes golems?
No, I do not. The
Well,
best thing I might be able to do is hope their god will do some time fuckery for me. But that would cause a deal. And I don't think she's interested in my pittance of a soul.
I'm wondering if there's a way to put your soul into one of his constructs, so you're not taken and killed by these mimics.
The Pebble's heard of people putting brains in jars with the souls on them.
Let's go
In
find out
theory.
real quick. And then, if that doesn't work, contact Kedlis for me. This is gonna fucking suck.
So the party's heading back up to the town for the time being.
All right, I guess.
Oof.
Yep, I suppose we
I'm
are
gonna
gonna
want to
figure
check
out
2 events.
Tamadar's issue before we head over to the city.
All right.
Gonna be risky to take a mimic with us.
As you head up back outside the library, you see Teg and Chantrell are arguing about something passionately. You can see that Teg has a fireball in his hand and he's ready to roast Chantrell at the entrance.
Both of you break it up.
As
Cameron,
you run
shut up.
And as you two yell, Teg suddenly, looking back, cuts the fireball immediately and stands back and collects himself as Chantrell's still yelling angrily.
Chantrell, what's up?
Chantrell looks at you and goes, "This bastard wants to sacrifice our army and put them in my auto-gnomes just so they fight more efficiently for us. He says he'll make an immortal army for you."
Oh, that's gonna lean into what we're about to ask.
He looks at you and goes, "If you're about to tell me you're going to ask me to sacrifice innocent people..."
No, you're not sacrificing
No,
any
Tamadar
innocent.
wants to do this.
My body's currently being eaten by a mimic.
Yeah, I thought
Yes.
you all knew about it.
No, we didn't. It would
No.
have been nice to have the heads up.
I mean, you showed up here like that. I
Yeah,
figured
did
you
not-
knew it
didn't
was
you?
growing. I thought that was part of, like, your adventuring thing. That's your whole thing.
No, it's gone to a point where it's either going to kill me, or it's going to merge with my consciousness. And neither option seems quite likable.
He goes, "Alright, what can I do for you?"
Can you make a word for it about my current physical attributes?
Yeah, no problem. Take me 3 days, maybe.
Can you then put my soul into it?
Now that's the difficult part. I am not a soulsmith.
I look over at Teg. Can you figure out how to transfer my soul into it?
Ted kind of rubs his chin for a moment and goes, "Yeah, easily."
Good, get on that, because that's a plan B. I'm gonna see if I can alter some fucking time.
Chantrell looks at Hawken and goes, "Yes, liege. Is this an order?"
If Tamadar wishes his soul to be transferred into an autonomous body, I'd say allow it. I'd rather not lose him. He's an asset.
He nods and goes,
It will
"Uh-huh.
be weird though, but yes, I prefer him alive.
Understood." And him and Teg start walking, and you see them start arguing again.
And when it
Tamadar.
comes to the other members of the army, only if they volunteer may you put their consciousness in an automaton.
Teg turns back with
Miss-
a big smile on his face. "Understood, my liege."
Hawken,
Hawken, I need your help
Hawken.
getting hold of Ketless. Let's see if she's willing to change 2 events for some of my
What?
life force.
question for Hawken. If the souls in the tunnel we clear are willing, would you want to put them into autonomous body? Because there's a lot of them, apparently.
Sigrun suddenly realizes in her head there's approximately almost 15,000 souls still down there. As she gets a message from her axe.
That
15,000 souls, a friend has told me, in my mind.
And all willing to probably fight orcs.
That give you a
Yeah,
better
you should
standing
bring
force.
that up before Teg starts sacrificing our live men. I get a weird vibe from him as of our earlier conversation.
The mimic's eyes start
Intense.
popping up, and the smiley face goes, "Sacrifice."
Shut up, you.
Tamadar, why'd you say that?
It's the mimic.
I am not
Oh,
a mimic.
but
You
what
are
if it's
a mimic.
the mimic saying
you know
that
what?
it's the mimic?
It's whatever the fuck I'm becoming, and I'm about to fucking kill myself just to kill it.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, you want to
The
fucking
Pebble
die, then
unseats
shut the
his sword
fuck
or
up.
something. I mean, the Pebble thinks that that's what he wants.
I
Don't
will
worry,
be,
I
will
don't
have
worry.
Temnar
I'll
just
spare the
points
dying.
at Sigrun and Pebble. I will have them fucking behead us if you do not shut up.
Oh, why am I dragged into this? Is
Because
this like
you
a
behead me
lover's
the most
quarrel?
efficiently.
That I can't argue.
Sigrun,
I
it's
do
a
have a
willing-
big
Or I'll
axe.
kill myself.
it's a willing combat dummy.
The eyes
I've
disappear
never-
again, the face disappears, or the mouth disappears once more.
Okay,
I've never had someone consent to beheading before. It's a bit
Oh, trust me, it's unwilling consent, but it's
The
consent
pebble
nonetheless.
suggests bisecting instead of beheading because it'll get the minute cut in half.
Oh, it seems to still be
You
utilizing my
said,
brain.
alright, I just need to clarify. So, Sigrun said there was 15,000 dwarven souls down there.
As she was told in her head, yes.
I will, since, both Teg and Chanterelle are together, I'll go and tell them about this as well. That these souls also may be willing to fight the orcs.
Inform them of the warning of the going through the battle thing down there, too.
Yeah, I'll tell them about the tunnels.
Okay.
Alright, but after that, I'm gonna need to work with you and see if we can get Kedlis to change 2 events for me. It'll be a deal, you're just gonna be working as a
isn't
broker.
a god of time.
As Hawkins says Kedlis suddenly just appears, and you just see as the city evaporates away into like ruin almost immediately. You see corpses all lined all around you guys, and you are circled by just darkness and evil eyes.
I'm guessing it's a
feeling on
vision.
You. You don't know, but it feels real as the wind and the smell of death is on the air, and Kedlis looks
See
at
what you do to me, Temnar. You make me say things I don't want to say.
Kedlis
Oh.
kind of pats Hawken on the back, and Hawken, your back suddenly just feels immense pain. You don't move; it just hurts. Kedlis
Alright,
goes,
Temnar,
Kedlis.
ask your piece.
Can you change 2 events of the past?
yeah, easily.
I need to have the Silver's Vial back, which means they need to be separated from the coins. So either change me getting the coins, or change me having ever let them hatch.
Unfortunately, that would have to deal with a being that is outside of my control, and I cannot do that.
What do you need for you to be able to do it?
Nothing that you can provide. There's just a being outside of my control. Unless they decided to convert to my faith, there'd be nothing I could do. Even if I chose or wanted to. You don't have yet to present me with any reason or motivation to do so, other than the fact that it would torment poor Hawken here to have you around much longer.
I will
Isn't
torment
that
the
right,
fuck
good
out of
Hawken,
them,
on that
and I'll
poster
swear
you
fealty
have,
to you.
Knightson? You would what?
You
She
know me
turns.
so well.
You heard me.
You would swear fealty to me. And who are you of any value to me? He's not even of value to me. I just come here to irritate him.
I'm someone who irritates him just as much as you do, apparently.
And your soul's worth less to me.
Oh, definitely. However, I'm also useful for him so he doesn't die that quickly on you. Which would cause you problems.
Give a persuasion check.
So that would it though? I don't
Oh,
know.
it would, because then she has to go through the process of selecting a new champion. I'm going to use I'm going to use my Emma Draconic Presence to re-roll that, because that's a 6.
Ouch.
That's an 18!
She looks at you and goes, I will offer you a deal. However, you will take this deal, and then you will have to commit to an action to be able to gain this favor. Which means that I will not do anything, and I will take your soul, and any value it might have, even if you do not complete this. Is that understood?
I'll take that.
Good. There's a Dragonborn that is someone you will need to convert to my faith. They have to be willing, not charmed, not under any
Not
sort of
intimidated.
magical influence. They have to be convinced of their own free capabilities and willingness, meaning no torture, no nothing, that they wish to serve me. They do this, then I can maybe do something to stop your situation. Beyond that, I can offer you a separate offer. You give me your soul and your guaranteed service to me for the rest of your lifespan that you have. And currently in your situation is about 3 weeks. And in that situation, I will remove the mimic or make it less parasitic so you may continue living your normal lifespan, while still keeping it attached to you without having to worry. However, in exchange, you must kill Sigaroon in single combat.
That second deal's not happening. I won't kill a friend.
That's on you.
It is, but given what you've had Hawken have us do before, that tells me Sigrun's going to either do great good or cause problems for you. Either of which are bad for me in this situation. But I still wouldn't attack Sigrun.
So you'd rather choose your own death over the death of a compatriot. I am not the right god for you. And she turns and leaves. And then you suddenly find yourself back in the town. Hawken, you have a terrible migraine. And
What
that
did
pain
you
in your back is still there.
Man, what did you expect from
Hoping the
my
fact that I'm
god
chaotic
of
being a
cataclysm?
fair. It was a hope, though. I don't think any other god will contact me to give me anything. At least
could
that also
try.
gave me a bit
Is it
other
your mother,
information.
God?
You could try praying to the other gods of the beyond if you'd like.
Temidor's gonna be
Oh
like,
God, please.
while they have
don't.
that time period, Temidor's gonna be like, I'm gonna go set up some things that way. If I fucking die, you don't end up without a mercantile, and don't end up dead in the water. And
You
let's
suddenly
suppose
all
plan B
feel a
works.
strange, cold presence around you.
Oh
As if
god,
the air
Locke.
gets really, really cold. And a skeleton just suddenly comes walking into the center, or between the entrance walls. Just a simple skeleton, no armor, no nothing. But everywhere it steps, you watch as the ground becomes lifeless and dissipates into almost this darkened black dust or ice.
Oi, that's gonna...
Oh, how fun!
I have a question. Does my amulet for Kayla's just glow at any point? Is this like
It
a
is
big...
glowing extremely brightly, and it's burning your chest.
Fuck.
Temidor will
you-
approach the skeleton, looking at it.
See, and it holds its hand out to Temidor without saying a word.
Don't do it.
This is gonna fuck me over, isn't it?
It's going to. You have a better option of getting your soul put into a fucking robot. Please.
I'd rather keep my body.
Oh man.
Isn't your body already gone?
Your body's already gone, dude. It's
I'd
already a
rather get
mimic.
it back.
Uh,
Temidor will
I mean, it's
grasp
on him,
Colton's
boss.
hand.
Temidor, you all watch as he shakes his hand, and Temidor's entire body starts to go towards an icy coldness. It starts to freeze, the fur itself straightening and turning to ice. Temidor's body just slowly encroaches, fully freezing over. Temidor, you feel the sweet grasp of death coming to you. You see the happy memories that you had growing up with Terra on the road, traveling, enjoying your good fortunes as a businessman. All of it, all the happy memories going over your mind. And suddenly you come back to standing in front of this skeleton. You see the armor on the ground, and you don't know who you are or where you are, or what you are. The rest of the party, you just see as Temidor suddenly turns into with his fur turning into almost this light grayish blue coloring all up and down his body as the ice kind of breaks away from him. And you see the armor fall to the ground and just kind of shrivel up into two little coins. His brass knuckles seem to fall off as well. Temidor, you don't know who you are, what you're doing here, or anything else. You lose every single memory that you ever had. Meaning,
Shit.
you still have your capabilities, but
No
you
shit,
can't use any
Cameron.
of your skills. You can't use any of your martial arts. You can fight. You can still hit someone with whatever bonus you have, but you can't remember how to use any of your feats or anything else.
A new paladin to be trained.
And you just stand there looking around, confused and without any understanding of what's going on. The rest of the party just sees you look around.
Who?
The pebble will walk up to him. That won't
Aye.
be intimidating at all.
Is the skeleton still there, or did he
He
leave?
dissipated, and your amulet stops burning.
Fucking... Another... that probably's another beyond.
Are you all right, Temidor?
Who's Temidor?
That's you.
I don't know who I am.
Ah, I see. Well, your name's Temidor. I guess we can start there.
So apparently... Doesn't matter what campaign Cameron's in, it doesn't just listen to anybody.
Do you remember what just happened?
Nope.
You made a deal with a skeleton to get a mimic off your body.
That sounds
I
like
will
a
also
horrible
say,
experience
Temidar
and
is
bad idea.
butt naked in the middle of here right now.
He's also a tabaxi.
Yeah, he is covered in
So
fur
it's not
from head
really-
to toe, but I'm just making the comment that, yeah, he is now completely naked.
Yeah.
Sigrun
those,
does not mind this.
those coins right there, as he points to the coins, they were a mimic, like, eating you.
That
Do
sounds
you
horrible. How
remember-
stupid was I?
Yeah, I don't exactly know
Your-
how. I wasn't really here yet.
Do you know how you fight? Do you remember your mother? Anything of our adventures? You're a
Who are you?
merchant? Do you still know how to merchant?
You do have. You
That's a
suddenly
bad
do
sign.
remember, Temidar. You really like the color gold.
I remember liking gold.
Guys,
I'm
this
guessing
is
my
a
memories
bad-
will come back over time.
Yeah, you
No,
don't
you,
say.
you don't even know.
This man.
No,
sees
this
a
is me
skeleton
meta
walk
thinking
in,
here.
Mhm.
Player
grab his
thinking.
fucking hand. Fucking idiot.
My friend, how do you feel about learning the sword?
I don't quite like swords.
I think it's best we let him develop his skills naturally. I don't know how to train monks. I'm not a
Keg
monk.
comes jogging up and goes and looks at the party and looks over at Temidar and goes, "Oh shit!" Turns around and runs back down the road.
That's a good response.
Well,
Who's
Sigurd, the
that?
problem is monks require a teacher. We don't exactly have a teacher.
Oh,
So he might have to learn some different way.
easy, ain't it? It's never easy.
As the party begins to contemplate what they will do and how they will deal with this new situation, that is where we're calling tonight's session. Thank you all for
Oh
watching.
boy.
We will see you on the next episode.